my video was recording. Okay, so I'm going to start over. So, good morning. So, what I'd like to talk to you guys about is a little bit off the cuff today than what I normally do. But, have you guys ever had, a Karen or a Ken in your life that no matter what, all they do is bitch and moan and complain? You try to help them. They never take your advice. It's never correct advice. It's always they can do it better, or they have a better idea. Well, if they had a better idea, then you would have already done it, right? In your head, you're thinking this. I know I do. I'm not the smartest person, but I'll tell you what. I have common sense. I do have intelligence. But I also have the ability to think things through. And if I'm wrong, I can change my mind and go to what I believe is now the new right. But somebody that is so negative and nasty that no matter what you say to them, they really don't see what you're trying to do. You are trying to help them. These people are poison. They are poison. You need to just let them go by the wayside. You don't even have to say, you know what, Karen? I just can't take you anymore, so we're not going to be friends anymore. No. You don't even need to do that. All you need to do is just don't call them. Don't engage them. When you're never available anymore, that's when it really truly hits them. But it won't hit them for a while, because they think they're getting a reprieve. Oh, good. Oh, not bugging me for a while. Great. That's awesome. Until they realize that they've lost your friendship, they've lost your company, then it sinks in. I had a friend like that, and she really was a very good friend of mine, and I've known her for years. I practically raised her, and she had a very, you would have thought she was a very upbeat, positive person. You really would have. But typically these people are going to be a hypochondriac. They always have an ailment. It doesn't matter. They always have an ailment. Something's wrong. There's always something wrong with their marriage or their relationship. They never have enough money, but yet they have money to spend on really expensive perfumes and clothes and hairstyles and shampoos and, things like that. That stuff matters, And when they really truly have a problem and they come to you and they ask for your opinion, and you give it. Okay, you give it. But you give it fast. You're not one of those people that just gives it to give your opinion. Like people we know. But they never, ever, ever take that advice. Ever. What does that make them? What does that make you? Are you just glutton for punishment? I'll tell you what, I can screw up my own life just fine, thank you. I don't need help from other people, and I don't need other people that are going to frustrate me. I don't. You're gone. You are absolutely gone. And then I can move on. It's hard to move on when someone's constantly like poking at you. Beep, 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 beep. Like poking the bear, right? You can't function like that. But people do it. People put up with that shit all the time. And it's like, why? I know that when I finally just let go, it was okay, I got that Karen off my back. Okay, now the next Karen. Oh, I can get rid of that Ken. Gone. And you know, when you do that, you have such it's like a cleansing of the soul in a way, because you did not truly realize the weight that you carried because of them. And in this time of, well, I guess just in this time, we don't have time to mess with that. We don't have time to carry extra Karens. We don't have time to carry extra Kens. And it's time to slough that off and move forward and deal with your family that loves you and wants you around. If you've got friends that are just holding you back, or they're just nasty, it's time. You can either ghost them or whatever you gotta do. It's just it's easier than you think. The first time is really the hardest, but it's really not that hard when you get down to it. Negative people have no belief in anything, not even themselves. They don't have faith, they don't have conviction, they don't have loyalty, they don't have honesty. There's a lot of people that are like that. A lot of people in this world today. And it's sad. There's so many people that are so into themselves. It is definitely all about them. And while I understand that some people really need to do that because of family, the one thing that you need to remember, okay, it's about the Heavenly Father first before it's about you. First. And there's definitely a pecking order there. Definitely a pecking order. I'm not going to get into that one. But I find as a woman in this nasty, nasty, selfish world that there are so many fake people. There's some true believers out there, but they're very few and far between. And you have to expect that, because remember, the Heavenly Father saves out a remnant, okay? And a remnant is a very small piece. Very small piece. And do you really think He's going to save these millions and millions of Christians and millions of Jews and millions? Think about that one. But while you're going on your journey of getting rid of your negative people, think about yourself. Are you negative? Are you constantly berating on other people? And do you have that right? Do you? Do you have the right to give your opinion when not asked? Do you do it anyway? Are you one of those? Are you a Ken? Are you a Karen? Are you turning into a Karen? I can tell you, I get Karens on my massage table all day long. All day long. I get a few Kens, but Kens are a little bit more, they're better at holding in their emotions better. Not all of them, but I deal with so many Karens that I truly have to guard myself against that. And I know how to do that pretty well. Do I always? There's a couple of them that can get through, but then I just have to get rid of that nasty energy that they have. Because I'm coming from a place of healing, and I want to make them feel better. Sometimes you get those people that are on your table and they spin up and they get triggered, and then they can't do this. They could also trigger you. They absolutely could do that. So that's another thing that you have to be cautious of. I had a client last night where her daughter is a grown woman, newly diagnosed epilepsy, wants to whine, cry, and go it alone. And I'm like, what a foolish woman. She's got her family there. It's the time that she really needs to lean on her family, and yet she wants to push them away. And she's like in her 50s. And going through a new diagnosis, and she doesn't even know what it's all about, and that kind of stupidity absolutely is a trigger for me. It absolutely is, because when I hear of people being that freaking stupid, it makes me wonder if there's any hope for people. Or are they just constantly going to live in the Karen mentality or the Ken mentality the rest of their lives and be selfish, narcissistic buttheads? Seriously, look up narcissistic. Do you know that when you are selfish, this has actually been proven, when you're selfish, that leads to lack of empathy. When you have lack of empathy, okay, let me think. I'm trying to remember. It leads to lack of sympathy, and then if you have no sympathy, it turns you into a narcissist. How far are you from being a narcissist? I don't know about you, but that is, what a horrible place. What a horrible place to be. But I know who wouldn't care if you were a narcissist. Think about that one. Who would join you? Who would hold you in their little nasty evil arms and say, it's okay. It's okay. It's not a problem. I'm still recording. Okay. Sorry, someone slammed on the brakes up ahead. But I want you guys to think about that. I know this is a little bit out of my norm. This is not necessarily coming from a place of frustration for me. It's something that, like I said, it came from a client, and I do not have the luxury of really giving my opinion. I don't have that luxury. But I can vent this way, and that way I can get rid of that. I can get rid of that nastiness.